So how many of you need leads? But you're also thinking, I need some peoples to talk to. Concur? So we want to help you get some leads.
Now, if you're curious, yes, network marketing brought us together, hence our strategic move to make you guys massage each other, right? You're a network marketer. Sometimes you got to network through people to market yourself to find you a spouse. So John and I succeeded, back in the day when we met. Oh, God was really smiling upon John when I came into his life. It's true, baby.
I'm very blessed.
You're so grateful, baby. How do you do it? Every day, so lucky.
It's not easy.
So lucky. So when we met, you guys, we were like two hot messes, right? So John was not confident enough to present on stage, which is crazy because all he does is talk. And then me, I was constantly getting criticized because I was too much of an aggression session, And my upline would say, Nadya, you're in the people business. They should like you, right? Like, stop scaring them to death. I don't know why they would say that to me. I'm usually easygoing, baby.
So laid back.
Yeah. So anyways, you have to kind of like a little bit groom up your skill set. So I took some comedy classes. I'm like, you know what? If you can make them laugh, you can make them buy, right? Funny equals money. Boring means you lost them, right? A couple of tips. And we kind of started to evolve. Can you believe it? So in 20 years, we went from this. So for those of us, how many of you guys ever go to an event and you go, wow, I could never be like that person on the stage, right? Because we are so good at comparing ourselves. And also, we don't realize that you can't see the picture when you're in the frame.
Right.
God has a plan. Your time will come. So if John and I could do it, baby, look at that photo. Seriously, thank goodness you found me your wife.
Count my prayers every day.
But also, I believe, you guys, in a marriage, right? A man is the head. I think it's important to recognize. But then the wife wears the neck. So whichever way the neck goes is where the head goes. I love that one, baby. Notice.
Oh, we're noticing. All right, so you can see some of our stats, and really this is just us bragging on our team because we always talk about the story, but a lot of us don't necessarily, we want the glory, we don't know the story, right?
Yeah.
We want the testimonial, but we don't want to be tested, right? We want to go to heaven, don't want to die. How many of us know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Right? The beauty in a business like this is you get to help other people. So our team is the reason we're on this stage. Our team is the reason we've had so much success, but it was because we put systems in place to teach people using a lot of what the Higdons taught us so many years ago to leverage social media. Because it doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates.
That's right, baby. You said
How many of us would agree with that statement? And because of this business, yes, we were able to accumulate wealth and build this multi-million-dollar business, but also go to all our sons' baseball games, travel, right? Be at home. Back in the day, we had like major MLM PTSD because anybody else have MLM PTSD at some point, right? We were out doing meetings every single night, and it was such a grind. And we were doing these, they called them PBRs, private business receptions, and we would do them 6:30, 8:30, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night leadership, Saturday training. These were in hotels. These were in other people's homes. We were never home, and we used to have this joke. It's the only home business where you're never home, which is like, sad.
Although it's not funny,
depressing,
baby. It's not a joke.
So 10 years ago, we made that.
Depressing sentence.
We made that pivot, and we started. I don't know why I just thought of the friend pivot. Anyway, we made the pivot, and we started doing video. We started to master the attraction marketing conversation and figure out strategies that didn't just work but duplicated. Because at the end of the day, if you can teach other people how to generate leads, generate sales, leverage TikTok, leverage Reels, leverage Facebook, whatever that looks like, right? Kimberly talked about Facebook groups. That becomes quite powerful. Why? Because you create independence. How many of us are like, not wanting to be in a business where the people are dependent? Oh, you guys have to pay attention. I know she's a distraction.
Sorry, baby.
But don't say sorry. It's cute. But the point is, we want to create independence within our organization. Yes?
Yes,
So if they're
baby.
dependent on you to do all the presentations, the three-way calls, and do all the things, you won't have the freedom and the flexibility that all of us signed up for. Look, what are all of us really in this business for? Yell it out. Go ahead. It's freedom. That's why we're in a business like this. Like we went to this Patrick Bet-David event last weekend, the Vault event in Fort Lauderdale. It was amazing, but it made me appreciate the simplicity of network marketing.
Yeah.
How many of us have had a traditional business, right? There's a lot of responsibility, a lot of risk. There's a lot goings on. So
It's
what I love about a
exhausting,
business
baby.
like
Don't
just talking about it, right? So we got burnt out. The MLM PTSD was real. We really wanted to figure out a way to be able to help more people. And isn't that why we're all in a business like this? Yes? Now here's the other caveat. I know a lot of us, how many of us love the attraction marketing conversation? Building a brand. Doesn't that sound fabulous? People coming to me. Isn't that like kind of a neat thing? But you can't sit back twiddling your thumbs waiting for people to ask you about your products and opportunity. You must be proactive. In fact, I think as much as I love attraction marketing, you still have to learn to create curiosity. And the top sellers within our organization, they consistently promote product. They tell their story on the products. Like they are selling the product. You know, you ever hear those people go, oh, we just share. We're just sharing information. No, we are selling. It's okay to be in sales. Yes, there's a lot of marketing involved. It is funny how a lot of network marketing companies teach you how to network spam, network sell. They don't really teach you the network marketing, the marketing piece, right? But you do want to do both. You do want to learn both if you want to build a significant income. Like when you see, let's say, a Marina Simone, a Bryn Lang, you see some of these leaders on the stage, they're out there building their brand, sharing their story, doing their thing. But what you got to understand, and you're probably going to hear from like Nicole Domare, Stacey Hall, like those are two rock stars that are crushing on TikTok. But they worked their face off for years and years and years and years to get to the point where they have people blowing up their inbox.
Yeah.
So until that happens, you got to keep it real with your team. You got to see, a lot of us, we make it sound too good to be true, right? We make it sound easier than it is. And it's kind of like what Ray was talking about. Like people get frustrated because they're like, oh, it's not working for me. It's like, well, how many people did you talk to today? Oh, today was a long day, busy day, got a lot going on. Cool. What about the day before? What about the day before that? What about, right? And then all you got to do is just challenge them. Like, how many Facebook friends do you have? Write it down right now. How many Facebook friends do you have? Let's do this. Let's have some fun. And then what is the percentage of people, and I'm not even talking about the other platforms, I'm just talking Facebook. What's the percentage of people you've spoke to about your products or opportunity in the last 6 months? Percentage-wise. Go ahead, let's hear some numbers. 10%. Who else wants to be honest? 7%. Okay. 1%, 0%. How many of us have big goals? Big dreams? You're talking to 10% of the people you know. What's up with the other 90%? And by the way, that's the standard answer, right? 90% of those people he has not spoke to. How many Facebook friends? 6,000. So you went past the max. Somehow you got past the followers. Got it. But 6,000 Facebook friends. You've talked to 600 of them. So you have 5,400 people you haven't spoke to. You're up here taking notes. Awesome. Love it. But would we agree that we need to find the time to talk to those 5,400 people? And I'm telling you, all of you leaders that have teams, challenge anybody that tells you they're struggling, have this conversation with them. How many Facebook friends do you have? How many people are in your cell phone? And how many of them have you talked to about your products or opportunity in the last 6 months? And the answer will blow your mind. 1%, 2%, 10%. But they want this 100% big time goal. Isn't that interesting? Does anyone else think that's interesting? Am I the only one?
Baby, we're so fascinated. We just cannot express it. Thank you. Yes, that was great.
That was my
Let me
rant
say a
for
little
the day.
something beautiful. Yes. Let's talk quickly. Let's talk strategy. I do believe in optimizing every minute of every day because how many of us recognize life is short, but not that short, right? You need money. You want to experience lifestyle. And I remember this one internet marketer said a video a day gets lots of paychecks coming your way. Look at your neighbor and say, lots of paychecks. Lots of paychecks. Now, how many of us also know money is not everything, but it a little bit ranks up there with oxygen, you know? It's good to have. It's good to have handy. Like, how do we graduate from scarcity into abundance, right? The magic of video. Oh, I cannot talk enough. You guys notice
Wow.
my energy immediately next level, right? So there's live video, there's short form video. How many of us are doing video? Let me see a show of hands.
Wow.
I love you extra because here's what this tells me is you're not selfish.
Yeah.
Right? For some of us that are a little nervous to get on camera, is it because we have insecurities? And the question is, how much have those insecurities have cost you?
Right.
Let's jot that down. Let's evaluate. Because I also believe if you are stingy with your goodness, the bank account is going to be stingy with you. The marketplace is going to be stingy with you. Now, we also know that anything you are like new at, you're going to suck at it. You know what I mean? It's okay. We were really, really bad at video. Today, people go, you guys are so natural at video. I'm like, no, we're not natural. I probably deleted, baby, right? Like hundreds of videos. It was so brutal, cringy content. But that's okay. I'm like, if I'm going to like succeed, we have to quickly rip off Band-Aid. If you're going to be bad at something, let's get to it. And you guys, let us take a look at the slide. Settle down. Get excited, okay? AI technology. I have been obsessed. How many of you have tried ChatGPT? Yes.
Well, first, how
Look,
many of you struggle with creating content? What to talk about? Anybody else struggle with that? Anyone else struggle with like the branding conversation? Struggle with like, what do I put in my bio? Like, how many of us, right? What's my niche? Anyone? Okay, most of you? Cool.
So this is where AI technology comes in. And here is where we're going to immediately get to work. Guys, take a little bit of a snapshot of this. Some of us, how many of us are guilty of overthinking it? Now, doing videos, building a brand, building a business, it's like playing a sport. You can't meditate your way into success. Now, I love to meditate. How many of us meditate? We pray, we visualize. Some people go to the gym. I like to visualize my six-pack. No, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But sometimes you do need to do some crunches. I don't know, it sounds exhausting. So I like to visualize when it comes to that. But when it comes to video, when it comes to building your brand, we need to get to work. Now, ChatGPT, this is a tip I got from Bryn Lynn. Shout out to Bryn Lynn. She's a super genius. She's going to train tomorrow. But she said, look, you open this like app, right? ChatGPT, you open it on your desktop. And the first chat, make it your introduction chat. I want you to pretend like you're talking to like a really smart assistant and you're just meeting. So the more content you drop in there, the more it gets to know you, and then you can have it help you. It's like a co-pilot, like when you fly on the plane, there's usually two people, thank goodness, because humans, they create errors. I just like two better than one. They say what two heads is better than one. But what if you had AI for next head? That's fantastic news, guys. I don't even know how we're still sitting still. I'm already on fire. My legs are burning. Baby, do you notice the energy rising? How do you do it, John?
In fuego. And the beauty is you can literally tell ChatGPT what you're struggling with, what you're trying to accomplish. Like, how many of you have already used ChatGPT? I mean, it's just mind-boggling. So there shouldn't be that excuse anymore. Like, I don't know what my brand is. I don't know what kind of content to create. And listen, one thing that we've been teaching for years is just test it out for 30 days.
Yeah.
Go buck wild. Write that down in your notes. Buck wild. Because you got to go buck wild for 30 days. That's how we figured out TikTok. Now, we don't do TikTok quite as much now because we're in a different stage in our business. But for 60 days, we did what, 120?
128 videos.
In 60 days to make sure that it worked.
Yes. And we threw everything at it but the kitchen sink,
Right.
And we just did different formats, different modalities.
Right.
And then you're also looking to figure out, right, what content you enjoy creating,
Right.
what content really hits home, and what content is snooze fest that we unsubscribe from. And then you watch your analytics. And you go, okay, do more of what works, do less of what doesn't, and work on your energy. Like, also step it up, mess it up. But, baby, I love when you teach this here. Notice, proactive audience engagement converts.
Yeah. So
look at this statistic, right?
A lot of us are also guilty of like, oh, we're getting 5 comments, 16 followers on a recent bit. And then we're not We're like, oh, this sucks. I don't have that many followers. I don't have that many views. I don't have that many comments. But the likes, the comments, the views you are getting, are you reaching out? Are you connecting? Are you building those relationships? Because listen, this isn't really network marketing. It's really relationship marketing, right? And the more relationships you establish and you have, how many of us just need to start treating it like a real business, right? Like a lot of you just don't have the CEO mentality. Like if you put 100,000, 500,000, $1 million into your business, how would you show up every day? Like you'd be talking to every follower, every like, every comment, people watching your stories. You love the stalkers, right? Because you could swipe up and see who's watching. Like you need to be doing this. Like some of us, we get new followers, we never reach out. I know because I follow some of your accounts. I don't get a message from you. People are always blown away like, damn, dude, like you send like audio clip messages, like you reach out. Like, yeah, like I'm literally still doing it today, unless I get put in Facebook jail. That's a whole other conversation. Was in it twice last week. Anywho,
settle down, baby.
Bottom line, you got to be proactive. So the biggest trends, short form video will dominate. It'll continue to dominate this year and next year. Content where you're edutaining or entertaining, right? You're having fun, but you're teaching. Rule number 1, don't be boring. Facebook, in our opinion, is still number 1, but TikTok is also a beast for lead gen.
So it's Facebook, TikTok,
Then Insta.
and then YouTube Shorts.
Oh, yep.
You guys,
YouTube
hello. Say hello to the idea. Proactive audience engagement. Thank you, John. Those are the hottest trends. You guys, but I have to tell you, ideas are plenty, but implementation is key, right? Does that make sense? How many of you are going to do a video today? Can we challenge these guys?
Yeah.
Or for the next 30 days. Like if you really want to play big and you really want to, you know, kick it up a notch or 10 or 100, then that's the key to success. I would challenge you to do a video a day for 30 days.